everyone has a right to like seek opportunities that may be better elsewhere if need be. But at the same time, I feel like a country sometimes also has to protect its like citizens.
Also es ist etwas, was ich teils verstehe, wenn sich hier jemand absolut nicht integrieren möchte, also straffällig wird. Aber ich kann es auch nicht verstehen, wenn sich jemand gut integriert hat und hier mitlebt, ganz normal, und dann der zurück soll. Das kann ich nicht verstehen.
Return migration in the European Union is governed by legal frameworks and commitments, including the 1951 Refugee Convention, the EU Return Directive, and the EU Pact on Migration and Asylum. These legal instruments, among others, establish the responsibilities of EU member states to protect refugees and migrants and respect their human rights.
These are the very good things on the paper. These are the legal framework, but implementation is the key.
The EU Return Directive emphasizes the importance of prioritizing voluntary over forced returns. For a return to be voluntary, individuals need to be prepared, equipped, and have viable prospects in their country of origin or elsewhere.
For the return policy effectiveness, we should also understand, is it safe enough? Is it voluntary enough, dignified?
The increasing occurrence of so-called pushbacks, where migrants are forcibly and often violently sent back across borders, is a controversial practice that raises legal as well as ethical questions.
It became a kind of strategic action of the countries to reduce their stock irregular migrants, pushing back and to avoid them from entrance.
Eurostat tracks the number of people refused entry at the external borders each year. Frontex does not provide figures for this. Since pushbacks are an unofficial practice, they remain a significant gray area.
With the pushbacks, you are totally invisible. You are not even a number. You don't have even a file.
One of the key human rights principles that EU member states must uphold is called non-refoulement. This prohibits sending individuals back to countries where they face serious threats or danger. By conducting pushbacks, member states actively violate this principle. The crux of the non-refoulement principle is defining which countries are considered safe, especially as circumstances change.
If EU defines Syria or Afghanistan as a safe or secure for the return operation in the near future, we may face an increased number of return orders.
Another major human rights concern is the widespread use of and conditions in detention centers, facilities where people are held in order to organize their forced return.
Detention should be the last resort. Detention conditions should meet international human rights standards, like providing adequate space, access to information, privacy, and the basic needs.
A third concern is the limited access of detainees to legal advice and lawyers to examine their individual cases.
The quality is also extremely important. In countries like Poland and Greece, legal aid, for example, is often insufficient, and detainees frequently lack information about their rights.
And finally, there is a need to establish an independent monitoring system to oversee how return procedures are actually executed on the ground.
We know lots of allegations against Frontex, but who monitors even Frontex?